Hey everyone, welcome to the team. I am absolutely thrilled to have you all here for today's explainer. Now, for the next few minutes, I want you to think of me as your dedicated senior consultant. Just, completely free of that exorbitant hourly billing rate. Today, we're diving into a masterclass on how to really calibrate your judgment when integrating AI into recruiting. Look, you're all professionals. You're likely already using AI in your workflows. But here is the high-stakes reality we have to face. In AI recruiting, your decisions compound, fast. One good, intentional decision builds this incredibly great, equitable system. But one bad decision? Well, that scales bias faster than ever before. So our goal today is to make absolutely sure every choice you make is the right one.
So here's our game plan for the day. We're going to cover escaping the momentum trap, why consistency beats perfection, and how to build an iteration engine. Then we'll look at avoiding common anti-patterns, walk through an implementation playbook, and finally, talk about sustaining your system.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, escaping the momentum trap. We're moving from always done it this way to intentional strategy.
You know, in the world of AI, it's funny. The biggest enemy of fair recruiting actually isn't some rogue software glitch. It's momentum, just doing things on autopilot. And that brings us to a concept I absolutely love, intentionality. This simply means purposeful decision-making about exactly why you're doing something and what specific outcome you're trying to achieve. I want you to ask yourself right now, when you let an AI tool screen a batch of hundreds of resumes, what exact outcome are you optimizing for? If you don't instantly know the answer, you're running on momentum. Intentionality has to be the foundation if we want to see actual improvement.
Okay, let's dive into this comparison. It's like night and day. On one side, we have the old, momentum-based way, passive sourcing. This is where you just wait around for applications and evaluate candidates based on gut impressions. Like hiring a guy just because he happened to go to your alma mater. But on the flip side, we have intentional sourcing. This is where you actively target underrepresented groups and use a highly structured evaluation process. Every single candidate is assessed in the exact same way. That creates a clear, auditable trail of fairness. That is the intentional, equitable way we want to operate. Moving right along to Section 2, consistency beats perfection. Here's why applying the same standard really matters.
So the crucial point here is that we really don't need a flawless, perfect AI system on day one. But as this short, incredibly powerful quote reminds us, inconsistency creates bias. Think about it. If your system asks totally different questions to different candidates, or if your human reviewers decide to override AI recommendations for certain demographics but not others, it completely breaks the fairness of the whole system. If you're constantly changing the rules for different people, you literally cannot tell what is working and what isn't.
Now actually, scratch that. I want to be crystal clear about something. Consistency does not mean rigidity. It doesn't mean being inflexible. It simply means applying standard practices to everyone and then measuring if they actually work. It establishes your baseline. If your standard isn't getting the job done, fine, you improve it, but you improve it consistently across the board for everyone.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, the iteration engine, measuring growth through action.
Let's walk through a really practical example, blind resume screening. You roll it out with the goal of increasing diversity, and then you check your interview pool. Now, if it's diverse, fantastic, the practice works. But what if it's not? Well, time to put on your detective hat. If it's not diverse, it means something else in your pipeline is creating disparities. Maybe it's the structured interview questions themselves, or maybe human bias is sneaking in when reading the AI's feedback. The takeaway here is that measurement isn't about proving how smart and right you are. It's about learning exactly what you need to fix next.
All right, Section 4, avoiding common anti-patterns. This is where AI implementation typically falls apart.
I like to call this the consultant's playbook of traps. But let's break down the first one, implementing without a foundation. Let's say you just throw an AI at summarizing resumes, but you don't build in any system for human oversight. What happens? Well, the AI hallucinates, and I'm talking major hallucinations. Suddenly, it's entirely fabricating statistics about a candidate's sales numbers, generating fake university citations, or just completely inventing coding skills the applicant doesn't even have. It's a nightmare. Or look at another classic trap, trying to change everything all at once. It's overwhelming, and nothing gets focused. Don't do this. Pick one specific area, understand where the AI's limits are, and build a really solid foundation first.
And this brilliantly illustrates what is probably the most dangerous anti-pattern of them all, measuring without acting. You collect the data, you proudly note that you were hiring men at 35% and women at 25%, and then
Crickets. Nothing happens. You're left with a massive 40% chunk of ignored disparities. This is metric paralysis, folks. It's a trap, because collecting data feels like taking action. But unless you define the metrics, analyze them, and actually implement real-world solutions, absolutely nothing is going to change.
Let's get actionable with Section 5, the implementation playbook. Think of this as your Monday morning checklist.
Here is your concrete roadmap for safely scaling AI. Step 1, assess your current screening methods. Where are you right now? Step 2, priority setting. Now pause here, because this is where you need a quick checklist to evaluate task risk versus AI capability. Ask yourself, is this a low-risk task, like simply scheduling calendar invites, or is it a high-risk task, like final candidate evaluation? You must match the AI's capability directly to the risk level. Then, Step 3, run a pilot, but just for one position. Keep it contained. Step 4, measure and iterate based on that pilot. And finally, Step 5, sustain the changes and scale it up as a standard practice.
Listen, if you take absolutely nothing else away from today's explainer, make it this golden rule of organizational change. Pick one area, implement it really well, measure the results, iterate. Please, do not try to transform your entire HR tech stack overnight. It never works. Find your biggest opportunity for impact, like making your interview evaluations fairer, get a win there, and then move on to the next challenge.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 6, sustaining your system, making the change actually stick.
Look, change doesn't stick just because we want it really badly. If fairness relies entirely on individual willpower, people are going to revert to their old habits the second their inbox hits 100 unread emails. To be sustainable, this stuff has to be hardwired into your environment. It needs to live in your software workflows, in your interviewer onboarding, in updated job descriptions, and in concrete performance metrics. And crucially, it demands continuous leadership attention. If leadership stops talking about it, it instantly falls off the radar. Out of sight, out of mind.
We have covered a ton of ground today, right? From escaping that momentum trap all the way to embedding real, sustainable fairness. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up. Take a hard look at your team's current workflow. How can these intentional, measurable approaches help you build a truly effective and inclusive recruiting process starting this coming Monday? Take these frameworks, assess your AI risks, run that small pilot, and go build a system you can genuinely be proud of. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you all next time.